Hello, everyone. Seeinterior here. And aside from the feeling like I got it's been a while since I played Guild Wars. I feel like I got a bunch of stuff to get out of my throat. So, what we're doing today, as you might see from the title, or maybe not, I don't know. People don't always seem to look at those. Is one of my viewers on my Discord, which you can go to, of course, at my Discord. I think I also set up discord.seeinterior.com to redirect to this. But anyway, or rather, I recall having done so, so I should. I was presented with an interesting build challenge of a degen-focused team that also brings all of the, skills that just tick damage per second. So things like Wastrel's Demise, Glimmering Mark, Weakened Knees, Winter's Embrace. There's a bunch of different ones. So we're going to be a lot of snares in this as well. So there's a whole list of skills that I need to bring. I assume I also should try to get degen caps going. So I'm going to see what I can do in terms of trying to build this. I'm planning on playing on this Mesmer here. I noticed that I have an unfilled copy of Shido's Return right here that has Arborstone. I think this is Arborstone, Sunjiang District, and Eternal Grove undone. I would like to make good use of this Luxon faction that I have sitting over here, though. So my plan right now is to do make the build, and then do a Luxon quest or two. And then once I've gotten my faction up to the 5K mark, get a piece of Jade. Probably. And then go do some of those Kurzik side missions. That's my current plan. So let's start with the build part. So, okay. My list of skills that I need to bring are Illusion of Pain, Wastrel's Demise. So this is a couple Mesmer spells, but one's in Illusion Magic and the other's in Domination. Glimmering Mark, so that's air magic. Weakened Knees is curses. Smoldering Embers is fire magic. Winter's Embrace is water. Seeping Wound and Shameful Fear are both assassin. And then Binding Chains, Renewing Surge, and Agony. So there's going to be a little bit of a challenge in terms of bringing enough healing. I don't have Miku on this character yet. We'll grab Zenmai, probably. I'm not sure how well I've runed up various heroes. Okay, you are in communing. Good. You'll do. You'll do. Okay. I'm definitely going to be relying a lot on Ritualist healing. One of the other things is I feel like I want two versus. Okay, let's see. Glimmering Mark is air. Usually that's Vac. I'm not sure 100% what I'm going to be doing. With Elementalist, because I'm probably bringing 3 Ellies. Probably bringing these 3. As you can see, that kind of fills up my team a lot already, and I need an additional Mesmer. And I need a Necromancer. I might just go with Necro here. Now I need to figure out which one of these, if any of them is curses oriented. Ah, well, I got lucky. Okay. So the real trick here is there's a couple of challenges, one of which is going to be getting enough healing in. I think I'm probably going to spec myself as Illusion. I should have an Illusion hat here somewhere. Here it is. That's a Domination set. So let's see. We'll just go with this Illusion Staff for the moment. Alright. So there's a couple of different things that I'm going to be looking at here. Um, I might want summon inspiration for Mantra of Persistence, because that definitely makes things a lot better. Okay, we'll worry about that in a moment. Where do I want to start? I can't see the chat right now because I have Discord up to see the things and it's covering chat. So let me just quickly, okay. Nobody saying anything yet. Ooh, Zenmai, you are fancy in your primeval gear. Shameful Fear and Seeping Wound. I also think I want Jagged Strike on her bar. It's a good way of getting that condition in there. Yeah, I remember what I was thinking. Okay, I'm probably going to go down a point. Something like this. We'll see, but I'm probably going to do that. Okay, so she needs Seeping Wound, Shameful Fear. And now I don't know how well the AI actually uses Shameful Fear. And Deadly Arts, if I remember correctly. Yeah. This is the sort of thing that I'd be inclined to stick on myself. I might... I might try giving it to one of the elementalists, actually. Or maybe I'll give it to the... No, what do I... Renewing Surge... Okay, let's... We'll be jumping around a lot as I'm trying to figure out how to process some of this. Okay, so... I need... Let's drop Resto here for a moment. I need Renewing Surge and Agony. I should really do this in a way that I can check off skill. Renewing Surge, Agony. Binding Changes is in Communing, so I'll be grabbing that later. Okay, this does not determine the elite, though. Winter's Embrace, Seeping Wound, Shameful Fear, Binding Chains. So this is pretty open in where I go from here. I might do 1 point down in that so I can get... Or 2 points down, max spawning power, and then in restoration. Hang on. Not the split that I want. I'm going to need to jump to the guild hall. I think I want to make sure she has an additional rune here. I don't want to build in the guild hall because it has... but I want to make sure she has a minor spawning. It has the PvP zone, so skills work differently here, and that makes it difficult to know what's going on. I think minor spawning was expensive at one point, so I probably didn't get it for her from that standpoint. Anybody else? Okay. He's major communing. Pure communing's not super expensive, but I might get him at major spawning as well, maybe? Major spawning would be most useful for the like day-to-day sort of bar I'd run on him. There. I just want to make sure I have runes up on everybody. Okay. There's a lot of not energy storage going on here. Okay, there's some not energy storage going on. I'm going to grab... So... Vec has major fire right now. I don't want him on major fire. I want him on superior air. Sasuke is on major earth? Why do I have all these majors on here? Hang on. Need to do some retooling. And I'm gonna... Oh. Hey, Hawk. Yeah, this is the degen-based build. And hey, Salty Grease, good to see ya. I have Discord up to look at things, and now I need to go grab another Superior Salvage Kit, because I just used up the one that I have. So 1 second. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the degen-based thing. That is indeed what I meant by the notification. Hope everyone's doing well today. Because I have Discord up to be able to see the thing that was covering chat. I only have so much monitor space, and the secondary screen that I have that I'm looking at is quite small. I need to kind of have things filling it. I need to get over to the quartermasters. Okay. I don't know what's going on here, but Vec is supposed to be air. So I'm probably going to put a lot of ritualist-based healing throughout this team. So it's probably going to look really weird. You are not the one I want. This is either going to be the 1 or the... Nope, it's the 1. I need the 5. The 5 has the superior salvage kits. Thank you. Okay. Back to Cavalon, where I'm going to do some random quests. Is my plan, for those who weren't here at the very beginning when I was kind of mentioning this, my plan is to start by doing some random quests to get my Luxon faction up to about 5k. I'll probably do 2 quests. And then once I've gotten my faction to 2k, I'll buy a Jadeite shard, and then I'm going to head over to... I'm going to work on the Shiro's Return book, where I have a couple missions there that are in Kurzak territory that I haven't done. I want to kind of fill out. Okay, so I'm going to be in the process of fixing my elementalists because they are messed up to what I want. So I don't know why you're major fire. I don't know why there's these major runes. She's properly set up with superior water and then a couple minors. I might want to... I'm going to take this on a character-by-character basis. So you have minor fire. I'm going to take minor fire off of him. I'm going to give him superior fire. So minor fire is redundant. Yes, okay. She has minor fire. Vec does not. Okay. Vec, you get this minor fire. Okay. So that fixes the runes that I need to take off. Let's start putting runes on. I don't know why I have these ones. Okay. So I want soup air and then most of the miners except fire. Which is nice because that's the expensive one. Nope, don't need minor air. Okay, superior air. Sure, energy storage, wherever. Okay. Serenia is missing air and earth miners. I like having the option of where I go with them. And Sasuke is missing fire major earth miner. Earth miner. Fire superior is actually what I want here. Superior fire magic. Where does this one go? Okay, now they're all runed up properly. Everybody's got runes. We're good that way. Okay. Now I can get back to trying to work on this build composition. Now that I'm no longer trying to scratch my head over what runes I'm doing. I think I'm going to run Soul Twist on her. I kind of like the idea of running a Soul Twist here with Agony and Rejuvenation. The other... Actually, both Recuperation and Rejuvenation. So then I have Renewing Surge and Agony. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna find a blank piece of paper. I have been very thorough in using these note cards that I keep. Wow, I have been 100% thorough on using these note cards that I keep next to me. They're not note cards, they're old business cards. But I keep them next to me as note cards, because who needs old business cards with inaccurate information? But they have a blank back, so they work well for that. And they're nice fun to shuffle. Okay. 10. So we have Illusion of Pain. Red. As I understand French. Wastrel's Demise. Glimmering Mark. Weaken Knee. Smoldering Ember. Just writing down all these skills here. Take a moment. But it's going to help keep things organized. Winter's Embrace, Seeping Wound. Shameful Fear, Binding Chain. Renewing Surge and Agony. Now, I do think there's a lot of different ways that you can make this sort of build, to be clear. So I have Renewing Surge and Agony. And, like, figuring out what you're going to do primary, what you're going to do secondary is a big part of this. Okay, so... And the rest of this can be healing stuff, so I'm going to make it that. This is kind of a weak one, so let's just go. Let's see, I don't really want to do Kaolai here. I think I want to do Boon of Creation. Yeah, Boon of Creation. There. This is a weird bar. Okay, so there's probably going to be some amount of that's going to happen over here, but so I do need Binding Chains. Binding Chains is the main skill that I need from Communing. We'll figure out what's going on here more in a moment. So the question is, do I want to try to work Shameful Fear on his Demise bar, or do I want to work it on somebody else's secondary? Now, I wanted him to be secondary Mesmer. What I'm debating, though, is I might want Weakened Knees on somebody else. The reason why I might want to do that is I might want to make him Lingering Curse and Suffering. I'm definitely going to want Suffering on his bar sort of regardless. I don't need... I probably want some Blood Magic. No, I'm going to need Domination. So let's go domination here. Okay. I definitely, because I want Wastrel's Demise here. It's a good sort of filler skill for him as well. I probably want a... We'll see if I want a Res Sig or not. I'm going to slot on Mirror of Disenchantment, I think. I like having that option available. I'm definitely going to bring Suffering. Like, I don't know how you make a degen bar that doesn't include Suffering, you know? Well of Darkness also seems like a really good idea. Now, Weaken Knees. I feel like this one can work... I don't know, because I really want Lingering Curse, because I really want the additional degen from that. Although that might be redundant. I don't know, I'll slot Weaken Knees on him for now, but that's definitely in the back of my mind of, do I want to do this a little differently, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're going to leave him like this for the moment. I'm not set on having Weakened Knees on him, but that might be the best choice. Okay, so I need Smoldering Embers. I have an idea for what I want to do here, actually. Okay, so 15 seconds is plenty long off of an Ether Prodigy. Don't need Earth Magic. Don't need Water Magic. I want to max out Fire Magic, and then I want to bring Restoration Magic. Okay, so my plan here is like Spirit Light, Men, Body, and Soul, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. Flesh of my Flesh. Smoldering Embers. I definitely want Phoenix as well. I'm going to bring Meteor just as an additional source of potential exhaustion that doesn't have too much of an overall burden otherwise, just because I don't know how aggressively the AI is going to be using Ether Prodigy. And I want that Overcast. Phoenix makes a lot of sense here too if I'm trying to make this a little bit more healy. And I do want a certain amount of healing on this. Flare is also a good idea. There's going to be a lot of energy potential from Ether Prodigy, so I can lean into that some. And I think I'm going to go with Bed of Coals, because Bed of Coals can trigger... Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go with Mark of Rodgort. Mark of Rodgort synergizes really well with Flare, because that'll get me additional burning in that Tyson degen. Yeah, I don't think I actually need... The appeal of Lingering Curse is the reduced benefit from healing is really, really nice. I might go with Defile Flesh here. And then I kind of... There's a chance that I'll want a Res Sig here, but I don't know. I like the idea of Defile Flesh, though, of something to reduce the effectiveness of healing, because that makes degen and pressure type stuff better. So I'm going to just mark off Smoldering Embers and Weaken Knees, because I have those in place. So I'm not sure 100% what I'm doing with that yet. I like this direction for Acolyte Sasuke, though. This allows him to be able to have a lot of additional energy for throwing out Spirit Lights and Flare spam. Okay, she's Water. Water just needed Winter's Embrace. So let's... I mean, I can basically just take this bar and replace, like, Deep Freeze with Winter's Embrace. I kind of like that, actually. Yeah. Okay, that seems good to me. Because, like, this will get additional burning going around. This is going to be a very hex-heavy team with some conditions thrown in for good measure, is how this is really going to be playing out. Yeah. Otherwise, like, Swirling Aura is additional healing. Yeah, okay, I like that direction. Okay, I also want to have Ritualist healing on him, maybe? Let's see, I need Glimmering Mark. What I'm debating is if I want to bring... like a healing... healing breeze or something. Basically, if I want to bring some monk-based healing. I kind of like the idea of no monks in this team, actually. Or minimal. You know what? Actually, I think monk might be a really good idea. And the reason is because I'm going to be very tight in space for hex removal, and I think it would be a good idea to have a little bit of hex removal somewhere in this team. And very few professions can actually remove hexes. So now if I go into healing prayers, I might just do like Gift of Health here. I'm not sure if I'd want Healing Breeze or not. I feel like there's going to be a decent amount of regen that I can do. So I think I'm going to use this for this end of his bar. I probably want Glyph of Lesser. Glimmering Mark, Air Attunement. Glimmering Mark getting checked off because I have that here. Do I want to make him a little bit more of a party support focus? I might. I could see bringing something like Windborne Speed, although if I bring Windborne Speed, he's going to spam that a lot, which is going to be annoying, but I think it might not be a bad idea to go just a little bit more of a party support direction. I don't need condition removal from him because I'm going to have a lot of that. Instead of Gift of Health, go like Vigorous Spirit? No, I think I'm fine with that. I'm just trying to figure out what I want for this last slot. Not really doing anything with Overcast, so it shouldn't be anything that relies on that. I could just go with good old Lightning Orb. That seems fine. Yeah, let's just go with Lightning Orb. Kind of a weird bar. Okay. So Zenmai is probably going to need to bring Shameful Fear as well. This is actually where I'd want these swapped. Do I have them swapped on Anton? It's going to mess up my ordering, I know, but here we are. Okay, we do. Good. I'm going to run 12 Dagger Mastery, and because I want higher critical strikes, both for energy management reasons and for Seeping Wound. And I want decent deadly arts to make Shameful Fear more solid. Okay. Jagged Strike is important. I need conditions to make Seeping Wound work. Jagged Strike is a really good, cheap source of conditions, so... I'm going to give him Golden Fang Strike for his offhand. Data Sickness not actually going to be great here. You know, I'm going to give him Vampiric Assault for an additional skill, and let's just go Pact Signet. Yeah, let's just go Death Pact Signet here. It's got a nice open slot for that. Okay, so Shameful Fear is owned. Both be checked off. Now, again, I don't know how much the AI actually uses Shameful Fear. This is one of the things that you run into. Like Wither, for example, the AI basically never uses. So trying to bring a Wither, a bar based on Wither is just not viable because the AI will never actually cast it. You have to just manually cast it for them every time. Okay, so I just have the bar that Binding Chains is going to be on left to make. This is probably... I might not want much spawning power. I probably want a lot of restoration. I'm not sure how much this one's going to rely on spirits. Because, like, I could make this a more defensive... I mean, this could just basically be Soul Twist with stuff. Yeah, let's drop a point of communing, a point of restoration. Okay, these are both... Okay, that can go down one more in communing. We'll do this. I probably just want to do... effectively a Soul Twist bar with Binding Chains on it. I'm going to need the protectiveness of that. It does get one more spirit. Kind of considering life here. It doesn't have to be, though. Displacement's the classic. We'll just go with displacement. So we'll just kind of do a variant on a Soul Twist. I know that's kind of boring, but I need the defensiveness. Like, I've got healing across a lot of my party, but I need the defensiveness that this core kind of provides. And then otherwise, obviously, it's some healing. I feel like I've got a decent amount of Resurrects across a lot of my team. I still think I don't need that last slot for anything else, so I'm just going to put a Res Sig there. Okay, this comes to my bar. This is going to have Illusion of Pain on it, of course, to meet sort of the criteria. I think Accumulated Pain will also be very good. I'm going to slot on Arcane Conundrum. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to want for my Elite. I was thinking about using Extend Conditions, but realistically this party doesn't rely that heavily on conditions, so... And we're going to bring Mantra of Persistence. So I'm either going to want... Yeah, I think I might actually just bring Recurring Insecurity. It's kind of an elite version of Conjure Phantasm. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but this team has so many hexes that it's going to be flinging around that I feel like it will actually stick around a good bit and really play into the degen aspect of what I'm trying to do here. So I feel like it kind of fits. I am a little leery of energy requirements here. I'll bring a Drain Enchantment. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I think I'm going to go slash Necromancer so I can bring Necrosis. That feels like a good slot in. And actually, I'm going to bring Signet of Corruption as well. Just for some added energy management potential. We'll see how this goes in terms of like energy. Okay, so that's Illusion of Pain. This is probably going to be a major part of what I'm doing. Okay, so that's all of the skills. So let's just kind of run through them here. So I have Illusion of Pain. There's Wastrel's Demise over here. Glimmering Mark. Weakened Knees. Smoldering Embers. Winter's Embrace. Seeping Wound. And Shameful Fear. Binding Chains. Renewing Surge, and Agony. So that's all the skills that I was told I needed to include on this degen bar. Otherwise, as I reorient myself now that I have that clipboard out of the way. Otherwise, this team build is trying to focus some on degen. I've got a lot of sources of burning between Mark of Rodgort making the fire damage that this guy is dealing, set things on fire. Ideally, I'd probably have fiery daggers on Anton, but I just don't have those lying around. Does this deals chaos damage? Of course it does. Is any of my... Okay, well, the good news is this deals fire damage, the Hourglass Staff, so any of these casters that end up wanding things are going to set things on fire off of the Mark of Rodgort as well. Like I said, ideally I'd have fiery daggers to trigger Mark of Rodgort on Anton, but I'm not going to bother trying to get that set up. That's just not something I'm interested in doing. So burning is a lot of degen. I do have additional degen in the form of suffering over here. It's not like... Part of it is if I was trying to do a really degen focused bar, I'd probably try to get more conditions in there, but because I have to bring so many like elementalists, I could probably bring one fewer elementalist if I wanted to shuffle stuff around. Like if I really wanted, I could maybe move Smoldering Embers over onto Serenia's bar somewhere, and make it a little bit more, try to push that degen angle a little bit more. For what it's worth, Vec is not trying to do air spike or anything like that. So just because of some of the skills that I needed to bring, a lot of the degen is focused on trying to keep enemies on fire, with a little bit of like suffering and recurring insecurity and stuff. Hopefully some of these water magic hexes like ice spikes and blurred vision. Let's see. Yeah, and then suffering is a big one. I feel like there's a decent number of hexes, so hopefully recurring insecurity will be able to stick around a bunch. Actually, before I get going, I don't have a lot of enchantments on this team, but Windborne Speed should hopefully help Golden Fang Strike trigger and get deep wounds that way. So, I don't know. It's very experimental. We'll see how this goes. The other thing that you'll notice is I don't really have a dedicated healer. But what I have is this character can do some healing, this character can do some healing, this character can do some healing, this character technically can do some healing with Swirling Aura, this character has Spirit Light. So I have a lot of sort of distributed healing. We'll see how that goes. It's very easy to underestimate the effectiveness of distributed healing like this. One of the things that I've found to be true... I don't want to do that one. I want to do a 750. I want to do two 750s. Sure, that'll work. I'm right outside Yellow Hatchery. Let me check. But I want to see how well this performs. Distributed healing can actually perform a lot better than you'd think it would, because what ends up happening in a lot of teams when you have dedicated healers is they can only do one thing at once. So distributing healing around like this means that you can have multiple people healing multiple characters, and so it can kind of work a lot better than you'd expect it to. So we'll see. This is 5 energy. Okay. It's less me and more Anton who's going to need the move speed buff. Now, it's possible, too, to, like, combine binding chains like these 3 onto 1 bar, and not have the restoration there. And so there's definitely different ways you could build this. You could try to build more necromancy. You could bring lingering curse, and have weaken knees elsewhere. I do like lingering curse doesn't benefit from above 13 curses. So, oh man, it's been a while since I played this, so I'm gonna remember how to play this game again. Well, I will definitely say this. We are applying a lot of pressure. Things are not dying quickly, but they are... health bars are not staying up. This monk is having a very bad day. We're surviving all right, too, which is good. Serenia's energy is definitely a bit tight, I'm seeing. Mine has been as well. Yeah, Illusion of Pain gives max degen. We're gonna be terrible against spirits, by the way. Not the worst, but you can't do hexes on spirits, so... I like the idea of Anton getting Windborne speed placed on him, though. I don't think Second of Devotion is going to be enough here. Sasuke's energy is better than it looks like it is, because at any moment he could just drop Ether Prodigy and suddenly have plenty of energy. Yeah. He just decided he needed energy, and now he's going to have energy. That simple. Rias's energy is a bit tighter. Zondra's actually benefited quite a lot from renewing Surge being on her bar. That's going to help her energy management a lot. One of the things is I do not have a... I don't have any additional... I guess... did I? Yeah. Master of Whispers could theoretically run Blood Ritual. And there might be benefits to that. Just from the standpoint that that would help him... manage everybody else's energy a little bit. So energy is definitely the big bottleneck I'm noticing here. Shelter is very expensive, even with the energy cost reduction here. It's still 10 energy. That adds up. The backline just crumbling. I feel like Anton's been doing okay in energy. Vex seems to be doing okay. The ones who are really struggling are Serenia and Parias. Oh man, 6 energy from my Signet. see, did that complete the quest? Yep. Captain Juno for my reward. Excellent. Also just feeling a little... It's been a while since I played this game, so I'm definitely feeling a little rusty. Okay. So what can I do to help Serenia's energy? I could slot glowstone on. That technically helps, but not as much as I'd want. I mean, the same thing could help both. I think I might drop Res Sig and put on Blood Ritual. Okay, let's go see what where the other one needs me to go. That's in the Archipelagos somewhere. Okay, now before I go any further, I am going to give him, like, a couple points in this. A 9-second Blood Ritual doesn't sound like much, but that does transfer 9 energy. And I think that would be a good idea. Also, I feel like recurring insecurity is maybe a bit redundant with some of the other sources of degen. I think I'm actually going to go with... yeah, I just really like Crippling Anguish. I'm going to just go with Crippling Anguish instead. I'd rather go with something that can snare. But I want to keep to the degen theme, so I don't want to go with Shared Burden. So I'm going to just make that swap as well. I don't know. Do people feel like I've built within sort of the idea of a degen bar that's got some of these additional damage ticking skills? I feel like I've ended up in an interesting place. So there's a lot of different directions you could go. So I'm passing right by Juno. I'm going to go ahead and grab my quest reward. Actually, how much faction did the little repeatables give you? Yeah, whatever. It'll be easier to just do this, probably. I don't know why I thought that would do anything. Yeah, because Sasuke is able to manage his energy pretty well. We're staying alive pretty well. I mean, this is normal mode, but we are staying alive pretty well without any dedicated healers. At least I wouldn't... Price is kind of close to a dedicated healer, but Blood Ritual definitely helps him. We'll see how things are going to go long term. I may make my way to the flats as well. Thing doesn't really affect this team much. We don't... Actually, I don't think it affects it at all. I don't think we have any adrenaline skills. One thing that is a little bit disappointing is I don't have a way of being able to see all of the effects of all of the damage ticks. That would be nice, but... definitely see things being on fire. Some. Actually, we have a really hard time setting things on fire outside of the outside of hexes. Oh, Nick's over there. What is Nick collecting right now? Black pearls. Oh. Huh. Might want to hang on to those. I'm not specifically trying to farm them, but if I get a few more drops in the course of this, I have to go pick up and get some free rock candy or something. A scuttlefish. Hang mass. That's not a black pearl. Does it even go where I want? I think I want to go around this way. Here, Kanji, enjoy that. Yeah, I'm liking crippling anguish a lot better. It's gonna be interesting when I actually take this into a mission. See how that feels. Oh my goodness, I just got 12 energy off of that. Oh boy. Glyph of Lesser actually generates energy with the attunement up with Lightning Orb. One of the things that is a bit of a challenge in this map is that... Actually, you know what? Or maybe I should just go all the way over there and grab that town. I think I will. Is there's a lot of enchantment hate in these maps. Hit 9 as if that did anything. Spoiler alert, does not. Oh, I have the binding chains on me now. Take that, 30 damage right into you. Yeah, our health's been fine. That's one of those things I'm not surprised by. It's very easy to underestimate how effective healing spread across a party it actually is in keeping you alive. Because this team has, like, what, 3 Spirit Lights across it? The Gift of Health. Yeah. And the thing is, when you're that wide... Actually, let me... I might just do this guy's quest. This might be 500. 400 Luxon faction. Why would it be 400? I don't know. Actually, is this the cowbell one? Because that one's really fast. Yeah, I'm just going to do the cowbell one. Because as I said, that one's really fast. I want to get these quests done and then start doing the missions. This one is this. Yeah, that's also 400. I don't know why that's also 400. It's one of these blue oysters. That's the sacred cowbell. It's not that one. That's the wrong button. There we go. Last cowbell acquired. All I need to do here. Switch over to the Canaan. But I'm not getting any benefit from the enchanting duration on Jockner's staff, so I should go with this. Thank you. Hello, Matt745. Thank you very much for the follow. Sorry about poking the microphone, but happens sometimes by accident. Okay, let's see here. I don't know if I'm going to be getting any more black pearls for Nick, but that's fine. Do I have a good spot to stick Luxon totems in my bank? I can open them up later. Okay. Well, we're not going to worry about that right now. Just sell this stuff off. Yeah. I'll salvage the decaying mass. Okay, let's go drop by Cavalon. Go get ourselves a Jadeite shard. Just take a little bit of walking. Jadeite shard, thank you. 1 Jadeite shard. Okay, cool. That will be useful at some future point. Now I want to go do Arborstone, which this character did in hard mode, not normal mode originally. So if you see I have a hard mode version that has some of these things in it. I'm not going to take this team into hard mode just yet, although I might give it a try. We'll see how things go and how long I feel like going today, but I want to get this Jadeite shard put away and then we'll enter mission. One nice thing about doing this as a caster is, oh, I have Protector of Alona? Huh. Alright. Didn't realize that. But anyway, as I was saying, one of the nice things about doing this as a caster is I don't have to worry about carrying this stupid urn preventing me from doing anything. Okay. It's under mission then. I should have 250 Luxon faction that I'm going to lose effectively. That's okay though. I did that in the opposite order of what I should. There. Wow, okay. I'm getting wrecked. So are these guys. My goodness, I can't actually keep a target going. Oh my goodness, the interrupts. The interrupts. I'm going to take a moment here. My team is a little bit low on energy on some of the characters. Sasuke's about to get pinged. For, yeah. You can see how that works though. Like when there's a bunch of spirit lights, there's actually a lot more healing to go around than you think. You. Canthan nearly died, but then didn't. And they do have Shatter Hex. That's good to know. Yeah, cry frustration. Everywhere. We're pulling through. These spores are bad. Look, Anton, he's your problem. You aggroed him. My goodness. Master of Whispers working double time on that blood ritual. Yeah, if she's getting her Boon of Creation shattered off, that's definitely going to be harsh for her. That's actually one of the things making Price's energy worse. He does not have Boon of Creation. There. How'd you end up way over here? Swirling Aura is a really important part of our healing. As it turns out, party-wide regen is kind of useful. 7 health regen. This is effectively healing breeze on the entire party. Like, yeah, she needs 18 water magic to do it, but like, the 10 spec healing breeze is also 7 health regen. So it's effectively, I mean, yeah, it only lasts 5 seconds, but a 5-second healing breeze on the entire party. 14 times 5. 20 plus, that's 70. That's 70 health. And while it's going, it's 50% chance to block projectiles, which is nice. Swirling Auras is a really nice skill, is what I'm saying. Opening salvo. I'm using Crippling Anguish. Also, hello, Mez with you. It degens, it snares, it decreases attack speed. Everything you could possibly want on a skill, except for it not being AoE. I like it. Spirit of Laceration is good for us just because it helps Anton. I still don't know that Anton's ever actually using Shameful Fear. The AI doesn't really like to use that one, but... No. River Moss Planter. Need to pull back from that. Oh man, I gotta actually use Drain Enchantment for a change? That's nice. I don't feel like I've been able to use that one much. These guys don't have a whole lot of enchantments that they use. Snares are so good against melee. They're really nice when you're... Oh man. Actually getting energy out of Signet of Corruption. Oh yeah. Last 8 seconds. The 32% longer is gonna be like around 10-second duration, I guess. 11 maybe. You know, just patiently wait for us to trundle on through. We have a lot of condition removal if we have spirits around us, but if we don't have spirits around, Mend, Body, and Soul does not do anything about those. Part. I guess Stone Rains won't be too bad. Just because, okay, they're gonna suck for Anton, but the rest of us are not gonna be too bad for him. Hey, skill point. I have plenty on this character, but you know, always nice to get skill points. I go with less ceiling collapse. Where's Danica? I want to make sure Danica goes with me. I feel like the last time I did this, Danica did not go with me. And I had to run back like through half the mission to try to find her. I bet this bar creates a lot of really nice numbers to look at between Rejuvenation and Agony. Just spewing numbers everywhere. Am I gearing myself up to... You know what? Sure. We will take this side path. I usually go through the middle. But you don't have to. There are a couple side paths you can take. And I seem to be doing that. I want to keep an eye on that urn. I should drop it when it hits 5 because that's cap. I If anybody is wondering why I'm using Arcane Conundrum on melee attackers, it is because it gives me 7 energy whenever it ends, and it's a nice AoE skill, so... Just kind of helps stuff work out. Theoretically, I shouldn't be able to have ceiling collapse out here on account of there not being a ceiling. Plenty of opportunity to get energy off these guys. Painted Flesh would be another one that could go well in this sort of team composition. Oh my goodness, I just got 12 energy off of Signet of Corruption. Take that. I don't know who's taking it, but I'm happy. I feel like Sasuke is really getting beat up. How are we getting ceiling collapsed over here? What ceiling? Let me drop the Supreme Urn of St. Victor. There. I personally am protected from a ton of damage. My party apparently does not get to get that benefit, because it doesn't affect heroes for whatever reason, but here we are. Okay. We need to worry about this guy. Because he will hurt a lot. And everything's on fire. Excellent. Frankly, I'm glad I swapped out Deep Freeze for Serenia for Winter's Embrace. Setting something on fire for 4 seconds and also snaring them for 7 and making them take damage when they move seems like, at 10 energy, seems like a big improvement. Deep Freeze is really good with this sort of bar, but you really, really need additional energy management, I suspect, to make that work. Okay. Give my party some time to recover. Or not. We could just be right into the fray. Okay, now the ceiling can fall on us. I'm still being protected by damage. I want to take a moment here to let my party's energy recharge. If anybody was wondering what I'm specifically doing, this is something that you have to do when you don't have a BIP with you. If you have Blood is Power, you probably don't need to take breaks to recharge energy, but if you don't have a BIP, it's sometimes a very good idea to do just that. Okay, I need to just get to the other side. And they all die at the same time. Good times. Good times. I find it interesting how many skills there are that specifically punish movement. Like, Weakened Knees, they take damage while moving. Winter's Embrace, they take damage while moving. Shameful Fear, they take damage while moving. Binding Chains, they take damage while moving. Like, I find that really interesting that there's that many skills that kind of have that sort of effect. Here's some more Oni. Your viewing pleasure, I guess? I don't know. You know what would have been a cool elite or something? Variant on the Conjure concept. Would have been one that's like, whenever your attacks deal fire damage, you set things on fire. Something like that. Double Dragon's kind of playing in that space a little bit. I want to be careful of Danica here. You can find her just running off. And she does have to stay alive. The Stone Judge is absolutely no joke. There we go. Smite Hex is not really what I want to see. Where's Danica? Okay, she's still back with us. That's good. I don't think Spirit Bond does a whole lot for this particular party. Danica is the one I'm really worried about. If she dies, it's game over. And like I said, she has a bit of a tendency to run in. Canthan can die, that's fine, as long as Danica survives. Okay, there we go. That should be fine then. That wasn't too bad. Got Master's Reward for it. Okay. Excellent. So that's one mission down. Two to go, technically. Because that's Arborstone. Just need Sunjiang District and Eternal Grove. Eternal Grove is the one that's really going to challenge here. Okay, so a couple of observations. One of the biggest ones is that energy is a real challenge for this team. So what I'm thinking I might do is try to find some way of getting a little bit more energy in. Now, there's a couple of different ways that I could potentially do that. Theoretically. Let's see, I don't have Eternal Grove on the map yet. That's fine. Let's just go up to Sunjiang District. We'll do this one next. Theoretically, I don't actually have a specified elite. I could drop Inspiration Magic and bring my own copy of Blood Ritual or Blood is Power. Yeah, I don't have Weakened Knees on this guy. I could go capture Weakened Knees and run that as my elite as well as an option. It'll be a less than exciting one. I could also eject Acolyte Sasuke for a Necromancer in that spot. And I like what Sasuke is doing, don't get me wrong. But that's a like free elite spot that I could try to claim. And if I did that, I'd need to move Smoldering Embers onto Serenia, which I could see doing. It does synergize with Elemental Flame. I might drop Death Pact Signet off of her, actually, and do that. But I think I'm going to move Smoldering Embers over here. It does less damage than it does. Not as much less as it looks like it's doing, but I'm going to go ahead and boot Sasuke. Serenia here, and then pick up the Smoldering Embers mantle, as it were. It will set things on fire by triggering Elemental Flame, which is nice. It does mean I lose the Burning of Rodgorts, but I would like to get a little bit more degen going. Okay, well, first things first, let's figure out which Necromancer we're grabbing. Is it Elias? No, probably not. Probably Livia. Because what I'm finding I want is I really want a BIP. Now, I don't know. I definitely want healing. Don't get me wrong on that front. But I'm not sure how much I want a dedicated healer. Like this. Like, to this extent. Because I want to make sure I have damage in here. Also, I should be able to get her Soul Reaping and Curses runes. Let's go address the rune situation. And then I'll look into the rest of this. What is she using for her head? It is Superior Blood. Okay, and she's got Curse Staff. That's kind of nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing some salvaging too while I'm at it. I want the bone out of these. Might as well get out of this Kinoni Claw too. I don't think that gave me as much bone. Okay. Okay, I needed Minor Curses, Minor Soul Reaping. Minor Curses is not the one that I would have expected to be the more expensive of those two. But this is the world we live in right now. Does she have a Bloodstained Insignia? Nope. Well, she needs 1. As I say, Bloodstain goes on the boots, because Bloodstained boots were the original location of what became known as the Bloodstained insignia. Okay. There are other ways that I could go about trying to manage energy. I could do it with Paragon as well. With the power is yours and some of the other skills there. Now that works a little bit better if you're not running as elementalist heavy as I am. Elementalists don't have signets. Lyric of Zeal is a really good way of trying to help manage energy. Now I only need 13 blood magic, so I get a free sum up that way. Let's see. I'm gonna drop some of this. I do want these guys here. I'm not sure about the Spirit of Life. Spirit of Life is kind of nice. Now my question is, where do I want to be putting stuff? Do I want anything from curses? I kind of want... you know what? Well of Silence plus... Actually... You know what? I don't really want that as much as I want Death Magic. Well of Suffering is -4 degen. Let's slap on Well of Suffering. I don't want Rotting Flesh. Kind of expensive, low recharge, takes forever to cast, but... I think a big one that I would like... Hey, Mr. Jack. Indeed. Welcome. I'm just swapping some characters around. I kind of want Well of Blood, too, but I feel like... Yeah, that might be fine. I don't know, this is a weird bar. I kind of want poison somewhere, but I don't have a really good way of getting it. Fetid Ground creates poison, or Fetid Ground poison things, but... Yeah, so I'll just go over since you just popped in. We've got... you know what, let's just do a big size over here. I can display as larger, but it doesn't. So I'm running... primarily illusion magic. I have Crippling Anguish and Illusion of Pain, so there's the Illusion of Pain. A couple of other things to interact with the fact that there's a lot of hexes flying around. And Arcane Conundrum for some stuff for energy management. That I might not need as much. I'm gonna actually probably drop Signet of Corruption for Ether Nightmare. Maybe, how long does this last? 10 seconds? Probably fine. I wish I had more, but yeah, that'll be good. AoE degen. Zandra is running Renewing Surge and Agony, and I thought it'd be really fun to complement with Rejuvenation and Recuperation, so she's a weird soul twist. Prius is a bit of a more traditional soul twist with Binding Chains. Vec has your Glimmering Mark and some party support stuff with a Lightning Orb thrown in. Serenia is where I moved Smoldering Embers. I originally had Acolyte Sasuke on a just straight up Pyromancer bar with a little bit of healing and Ether Prodigy, but I decided to... I felt like I needed better energy management, so I decided to swap things around. So I put Smoldering Embers here on Serenia, and she also has Winter's Embrace. And as you can see, Elemental Flames. That way she can set things on fire with her hexes, which is a major source of my condition-based degen pressure. Master of Whispers has Wastrel's Demise and Weaken Knees, as well as Defile Flesh to help counteract healing. Suffering for some of that sweet, sweet degen. Well of Darkness seemed like it'd work really well with all of the hexes I've got going on. Maybe Well of Silence would be good to fit in as well. Actually, yeah, I'm going to drop Blood Ritual off of him. That's become redundant now, and I'm going to swap in Well of Silence for additional degen. Canthan has Jagged Strike to get some bleeding spread around. He can cause some Deep Wound with Golden Fang Strike as well, which is cool. Synergizes with Windborne Speed nicely. Then he has some stuff for energy management. Vampiric Assault seemed like a fun one to slot in, because I don't tend to get to use it a lot. But some healing for him, and works with all of the fact that I'm in Deadly Arts for Shameful Fear. I don't think the AI actually casts Shameful Fear, unfortunately, but it is here. I could, but Soul Barbs would be a little difficult to fit in. I like Soul Barbs decently well to some extent, but the problem is its recharge is kind of long. Where is it? Is it? Yeah, there it is. 30 seconds. Like, I feel like it'd be a little bit... It could work. It could work. Yeah, I wish it was AoE as well. It's really good against Pious Renewal. Like, Soul Barbs absolutely wrecks Pious Renewal bars. So does Backfire. But there's the Seeping Wound and the Shameful Fear over here. And then I just swapped in Livia because I felt like I needed better energy management. So she's BIP. And I gave her Well of Suffering and Rotting Flesh for some additional degen as well. And she has some healing on her. So I don't really have a dedicated healer per se. The closest is the Soul Twist. But I've got a lot of like distributed healing effects, which has proven to be sufficient so far. I could see swapping out Defile Flesh for Soul Barbs. I kind of have this on here because I wanted Lingering Curse, but I didn't really have somebody to bring it because I needed to bring Weakened Knees somewhere. So I could see doing a tweak to this bar where instead of Weakened Knees, you brought Curses down lower and spec'd a bit more in Domination Magic. To get a stronger Wastrel's Demise, but this is where I've kind of ended up. I think I'll keep Defile Flesh for the time being. I could easily see also wanting Shadow of Fear or Meekness, wherever that is, right here, for additional like effects. I could also see wanting Shared Burden, but that's like more a Hexway team. This is a little bit more like I'm trying to focus on the degen and specifically the skills that you wanted me to bring aspect. So that's kind of what's going on with this build. Do I need to clear out anything else? I don't think so. Okay, let's just go ahead and intermission. And with that set, the Urn of St. Victor and the Spear of Archimorse are over here, by the way. I didn't know this until more recently because they're kind of off to the side. They often can be hidden by the party panel. And so it's really, really easy to just not notice their existence. It took me a while to realize that they actually were there. They're not that important. It's like they make a big deal about you having to go and get them in Boreas Seabed and Arborstone, and then they're easy to overlook in this mission, and they're not like critical to it or anything. Turns out Pip is really nice, by the by. They do use Shameful Fear? Okay. I don't feel like I've seen him use it much, but I also don't pay that close attention. It's only 10-second recharge, so. Nothing like a casual 300 damage. Oh yeah. Shadow form. You know what shadow form can't stop? That's right. Necrosis. Oh. You know what? This team's gonna suck at killing these spirits. Because you can't hex them. This team is like... It feels like this team is 50% hexes. It may be slightly inaccurate perception, but it certainly feels like it. Okay, that lasts ages. Just absolute ages. I wish Ether Nightmare lasted longer. Maybe I want to put on a different degen skill there. I probably want to put like wish Images of Remorse was a little bit better. Frankly, maybe I just want to put Conjure Nightmare there. Conjure Phantasm. I wanted the Ritualists for their healing capabilities. That's why I kind of went that way, because I wanted Restoration Magic on them. I originally had the Elementalists in... I had 3 Elementalist bars, but I wanted to get more... I wanted to get more support in the form of a BIP in the team, just because I was running into serious energy problems. So I already had, like, Serenia's bar originally was, when I just slotted her into my team, was an Elemental Flame bar. So I took out Deep Freeze for Winter's Embrace, just to get that on there. And then when I decided I wanted to boot Sasuke, like, Sasuke was easy to boot because he didn't require an elite. He was just whatever elite in that slot, so Smoldering Embers could easily move over to her bar because she's already running Fire Magic for Elemental Flame. So it was really easy to just slot in Smoldering Embers on her and kick the LA, so. Yeah, you could definitely do it that way as well. There's a lot of options for how you try to build this sort of team comp. Which is one of the things that's fun about it. I don't like this monk doing stuff. Wait, did my Spear of Archimorse... How did it end up on the ground? I'm really... What's going on with my Spear of Archimorse here? I don't know, whatever. It just did a bunch of damage. That's good enough for me. That makes a lot of sense. I could absolutely see wanting to have AoE to try to encourage Scatter to trigger the movement-based hexes. That's definitely not a bad idea at all. I could see swapping out Defile Flesh for Chaos Storm to try to achieve a similar effect, as well as an alternate take. At least this team doesn't really care about Aegis much. Yeah, it would. Okay, let's drop this Supreme Spear of Archimorse on this spirit over here. I actually really like that this team doesn't feature a really dedicated healer, though. Personally. These terrible healing spirits, though. Yeah, well, distributed healing, like having everybody on your team being able to do some healing actually is really powerful. And like half or three or like 5/8 of my team can heal, because healing, some self-healing, swirling auras, party healing, and then healing. So like a bunch of my party can actually do healing. It's the sort of thing that like works out better than you'd think. It's really nice. It's basically a party-wide what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like a party-wide healing breeze. It's a skill that feels like it could be a really nice healing pairs. Like, it's a nice blend between like healing pairs and protection pairs. Oh, yeah, Mist Form is nice, but like I have a hard time getting it to work in a way that's really satisfactory. Now, sometimes taking out this spirit doesn't necessarily always work the way that you want. Let's see, we've got the Ritualist, Necromancer, Mesmer, and Assassin here. Psychic Extraction. Yeah, it's the problem is that sort of Mistform effect really wants to be an elite in energy storage, not in water magic. There we go. Master's Reward. Because then it would be easier to, like... Because it's basically an elite version of... Aura of Restoration. There we go. Got there. It's kind of like an elite version of Aura of Restoration. So it's... yeah, at this point that leaves Eternal Grove to finish filling in this book. But first, I have to get there. Okay, I'm underwhelmed with that spell. Yeah, lower percentage heal, but AoE. So, like, 263%. Like, the less damage from foes under a water magic hex is, like... I understand why it's there. But also, it's kind of clunky. I don't know. Mistform could be a really cool spell. I like the effect though that has, and it would be kind of neat to see that on like Energy Boon or something, because Energy Boon's not exactly exciting as it is. Or Ether Prism. Imagine if instead of this, Ether Prism was an enchantment that basically had the whenever you cast an elemental spell, all non-spirit allies in your shot are healed for a percentage of that energy spell, or the energy cost of that spell. Like that would be cool. And then you could use it more easily with like some sort of like imagine using that with Rodgord's Invocation. But it's always going to have energy problems because it's inherently like it wants you to use expensive spells, and then it's really awkward in water magic in particular because you don't have the spammable. I guess not as bad as it would be in air. You have Ice Spear that is spammable, but like it just would work better with paired with like fire with like Rodgort's invocations going off and stuff. And maybe there's a build there with Rodgort's plus Mistform, but it's such an awkward split that's it's hard to really make good use of. And so you're looking at like Deep Freeze and other such things. But the problem then that you run into is energy management. Yeah. But see, at that point, you're kind of wanting to be able to dual attune with Mistform, and it's just like that's not quite how it works. So, anyway. Okay, I'm overall happy with this team. I just did not like Ether Phantom or whatever it's called. Man, this guy has a bunch of skills to go get. I could see bringing Cry of Pain because this is degen and an actual interrupt. You know what? Yeah, let's just go Cry of Pain. Kind of fits in with the themes here. Bow Staff is getting shipped off though. Where is... Okay, Asuka can get that. But yeah, and the thing is, like, to really be able to spam those spammable 25 energy skills, you need to basically be dual attuned, so... Like, the idea is cool, but, like, actually using it turns out to be really clunky. I guess St. Angelica's Shrine is the best place to go. This is a really weird map right here. I've probably gotten screenshots of it before, but I just want to make sure I have one now. Do I have Defenders of the Forest? I should. Yeah, it's right here. I'm just looking over my team. Yeah, I think I'm okay with where things are at. Eternal Grove, I do not expect to get Masters on Eternal Grove. That's a real rough mission. Good. The green star pointed me to the right exit. I'm going to swap those. I want the interrupt a little bit more accessible. There, enjoy your degen. It's one of the better AoE degen options I have, frankly. Let's see. Yeah. The BIP just affects the... Yeah, I definitely considered a Fever Dreams build. I considered joining them together as well. But I kind of wanted to run Mantra of Persistence. Actually, one of the things I was thinking about was running Extend Conditions as well. That ended up not being the case. But I definitely thought about... But, like, part of it is if I'm focusing on degen... I don't necessarily want to focus on... we have so many wells going on now. I don't necessarily want to focus on hex-based degen. Because what happens with hex-based degen... Or I didn't necessarily want to focus on, like, fragility sort of direction or something like that. But... I mean, that makes sense. You have kind of an open elite slot. Because, like, I usually think of Fever Dreams. It doesn't have to be paired with Fragility, but I definitely didn't want to go a Fragility route. But I was kind of thinking about that. But I'm way more Hex focused than Condition focused in terms of the degen. Oh, you know, nothing like accidentally hitting the wrong button, but because you put Arcane Conundrum on them, they're taking so long to cast a Maelstrom that you can still you can get 2 skills off, or like you can get a skill off and still interrupt them. Part of it is I wanted Mantra of... Yeah, I mentioned I wanted Mantra of Persistence. And oh yeah? How do you feel about Crippling Anguish, huh? I don't even know what's going on in terms of wells. Did I bring Well of Blood? I remember thinking about Well of Blood. I did bring Well of Blood. So I've... Oh, that's really fun. Well of Blood and Well of Suffering are friggin' the same... Just about the same skill icon, just swapped. Yeah, Well of Blood is... Yeah, it's basically the same well. They just swapped the... Or flipped it and put teal goop in it. I have such a negative opinion of Anguish's Lingwell that I didn't even think about it. But I'm also running double Soul Twist. Yeah. My problem with Anguish's Ling was there's not very many hexes. Although, now that I think of it, I could easily have fit Lamentation in to get an additional suffering effect if I wanted it. I don't think I need it at this point, but that's definitely an option as well. Yeah, you're basically making the 1 bar that you can with Anguish's Lingua. There's just like maybe 5 total ritualist hexes, so it feels a little meh. Me just from that standpoint. There's not much that interacts with it. It is interesting how you can take like the same concept among different people and build it differently, though. That's one of the things I love about this game. Yeah. And I'm not using Signal Spirits, so. What happens when your BIP is spending 3 seconds casting Rotting Flesh? That's true. It does. Like, there's definitely a way to build this guy differently that's not trying to be as healy. That emphasizes, like, the damage angle more. So you're, like, running Agony. I could see, like, Agony, Lamentation, Spirit Boon Strike, Splinter Weapon potentially for the, and Essence Strike, Splinter Weapon for the Assassin. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then where you're more, like, dipping into communing for the thing, and I could see Lingua in there. There's definitely different ways that you can go. I could potentially, for example, drop Boon of Creation off of her in order to be able to slot on Spirit Boon Strike. That's not a bad idea. I just like the idea of pairing... but that recuperation is +2 health regen, so a little awkward. I could see dropping, and I might do it, I might drop recuperation from her in order to fit in Lamentation or Spirit Boon Strike. I kind of like the idea of Lamentation. She's spending enough time with the healing stuff. I don't know. I'll think about where I might tweak things. I don't think some more degen hexes is entirely out of line, though. The thing is, like, Soul Twist allows her to get the thing back up quickly and easily. Come on, Lieber. Are you a believer? Belieber and Lieber. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of dropping recuperation for Lamentation now that I think about it. Just because I don't think this recuperation is actually doing all that much. And at 25 energy is very expensive. It would be a lot better if it was giving 3 health regen. Oh, I need to go. Lieber's not done saying goodbye to his wife. I think I'm gonna drop Rotting Flesh off of Livia. It's gonna backfire in Eternal Grove. I need to remember to do that because I don't want disease getting back on us. I'm not going to play it, but I am very curious to see how Canthan gets interpreted for Guild Wars 2. Let's get out of the Maelstrom. Oh, I'm getting wrecked by Bone Spores. Bone Spores lowers your attributes by like 2 or something. It's pretty brutal. Like accidentally using your skills in the wrong order. His team does apply a lot of pressure. We'll say that. There's Bezer Wingstorm. He of the popular wand. Yeah. What happens when your empathic removal gets 2 copies of the same, what is this, Arcane Conundrum? Okay, just need to go talk to Ex Redemptor Berta. Man, I don't know why you need help getting to the Eternal Grove safely. You're basically there. Who's currently winning anyway? Oh, it's nice and semi-neutral. A little bit on advantage of Luxon's. Just the bare scent of it. The Defenders of the Forest. I am ready. Yes, I am ready. Oh my goodness, it is amazing how much difference having one more thing than is really needed makes in terms of how things feel. Okay. So I wanted to do 2 things. Let's in terms of my team build. First, recuperation. I'm going to drop that in favor of lamentation because I like the idea of the damage, and recuperation is just not doing that much. So this will allow her to help heal us and kill enemies and stuff, and this will be sweet. And then that adds additional hexes and degen, and I really don't want Rotting Flesh on her in this coming endeavor. What I really, realistically want is some way of inflicting poison in an area of effect. The best way to do that would be with a ranger. But, you know. I like having a Will of Suffering. I could see bringing some sort of like one-off spirit or minion. I don't really have knockdowns, or fetid ground would be something I'd consider. Death Nova is not something I really want here. It could maybe work in this one, but I don't like to bank on things dying is the issue. I wish there was a variant on Putrid Explosion that poisoned things. But there is not. I could just give her a Vile Miasma. I think I might just give her like something over here. Good old Generous with Tsungrai. Yeah, I thought about it, but I either need knockdowns happening, or I need to fit in the rather energy-intensive Black Spire Strike. His energy might be okay enough because of critical strikes and 13 Dagger Mastery that I could swap out Critical Eye. Necrotic Traversal, yeah, that does poison around him, right? Trying to find it. There it is. The only concern that I'd have with that is I don't necessarily want to put my BIP in the front line. So. Oh, Oppressive Gaze. Here we are. That'll work. Obviously, they need to have a condition already, but we are spreading Burning around pretty well off of her. He's getting some bleeding and deep wound action going. I don't know how much that's blinding anything. I mean, it's probably not the most effective, but it'll do. I like it as the solution to my quandary. I could see swapping out his Mirror of Disenchantment. Hang on. Wait a second. Oh, I have a BIP. He doesn't need this. Okay, I'm going to swap that out for Epidemic. Yeah, I like that better. That way he can help get conditions going. Spreading that bleeding around in particular. Okay, I think I like that for configuration. I don't know why I forgot about Oppressive Gaze, but here we are. The question is it worth trying to keep Well of Suffering here? I could go with something like Putrid Explosion instead, or I could put her attribute points more fully in other things. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and say I don't need to be investing in death magic. And just... give her more soul reaping for herself, I guess. Yeah, and then at this point I might as well sell on Kalai. Do something like this. This seems fine. I could do that as a split. I don't feel like I need the bleeding signet just because Anton's going to be inflicting a bunch of bleeding with Jagged Strike, and then Epidemic is going to actually spread that, so... yeah, I like this configuration because this gets me to a breakpoint where this is 6 health regen. It makes us a little bit resistant to weakness. That's a bit more potent. I don't mind these being here. That's a little stronger than they were. I think I like this reconfiguration. I still have condition or some enchantment removal, and there's some enchantment removal over there. I'm enjoying Crippling Anguish decently well. I could bring Time Ward, but I think Crippling Anguish is more along the lines of what I want to be doing. I'm liking Cry of Pain. Well, I don't know that this is going to go well, but hopefully it goes well enough. It's going to be a rather difficult mission. Eternal Grove is no joke. Maybe I should have cleared out my inventory first, but here we are. I did not. The last one that I needed to complete, though, to fill in this book, so I'm going to, and then... maybe I'll do, like, Raisu Palace in hard mode or something. It can be rough. I've slowly whittled away the number of resurrection skills I have on my team, though, and I'm not sure that that's a good thing. So that's something to be aware of. This could go very badly if both Vec and Anton die. Strange how you have to start with wanding to get them to do things. Does it require two? Okay, let's go grab some elite juggernauts. Take with me. The good news is, because we're all casters, and I am leaving a lot of spirits around, that can help log things up. But because we're all casters, we don't have to go quite as far to get into this group. Need to get back inside. Rangers don't necessarily have the best angle, but they are going to be a problem. Heal as one. Yep, there goes Masters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like Juggernauts are quite as, like, obvious as the Siege Turtles, but they're definitely a pretty major part. And I don't think they should be ignored. Okay, I'm going to have one of these guys with me. The other two I'm going to leave there. If I can, I'd like to get expert on this, but that can be its own challenge. No, I guess Anton's not a caster. Technically speaking. Oh no, my elite juggernauts, what will I ever do? They resurrect. As a random aside, for those who didn't know. As long as the tree singers of that tree are around, they resurrect. This is a lot easier to do with incoming and fallback chains. As an aside, you do get a permanent speed buff inside this area. Okay. I do think Eternal Grove is harder than Galahad at this point, if anybody was wondering by the by. Okay, at this point I'm mostly just waiting for the next Western turtle to come up. We just need to kill that and then it'll trigger the cutscene. The good news is that our spirits have done an admirable job of slowing random dudes down. Like right over here, you can see it, that they're fighting my Spirit of Agony and probably will win. But because those spirits are over there, let's go get guys grabbed. We don't need them just hanging out there. But the Siege Trolls, they do deal damage to these guys, but these guys are monks, so they do heal each other, however mediocrely. Yeah, there's a lot of different places where you could fit some of that stuff in. I've just chosen not to try to do so. But I'm actually kind of inclined to leave these side siege turtles alone. I only care about the one on the west because that's the one that actually advances things. And sometimes these siege turtles will join you in the thing. So if you can keep the north and south tree singers alive without having to kill those siege turtles, it can sometimes be a little bit easier. Creature affect allies. No, just party members. It doesn't actually deal that much damage. They don't actually hit for as much as you'd think, and they are kind of spread out in their actual hits, so it's not as bad as one would assume. Okay, there's the Sea Turtle to the west. That one we do need to go take down. I don't know why it's the western ones that trigger it, but it is. Doing okay so far. So let's see. Yep, Sea Turtle over there joined us. So did some of the Rangers. We've got a bit of a Ranger war. Okay, we've got a couple of Sea Turtles that did join us. I want to go clear up some of these Rangers. Because that seems kind of important. Okay, I'm gonna go back into this area. These turtles may or may not actually prove useful, but that means I didn't have to fight them, so that's nice. What actually allies with you and what doesn't feels a little bit random to me, but... Hopefully Anton survives okay. Okay, we need to get to the other side. We have a nice clump of dudes over here, but if we can keep this siege turtle alive, I would rather do it. And Brother Menlo's down, so that decreases possible healing here. The siege turtle is still alive. Siege turtles are extremely tanky, so... that's the good news. Alright, we got a boss in here. Looks like things are going okay on that other side. There we go. We got Wells of Blood up. That's nice. That helps our durability for sure. Okay, Siege Turtle there is still up. Siege Turtle over here on this side is also still up. That helps. They are running around a little bit, so we'll see how well they intercept things, but... whatever's going on over there is clear. Looks like I have a moment. I do want to go try to pick up these drops. They'll get automatically added to my inventory within the first 10 minutes of them dropping, but if we go beyond that, then they will not. So yeah, these sea turtles are having a weird patrol path where they don't know exactly where they want to stand. It's not ideal, but it is what it is, and I'd rather have them around than not. It's one of those interesting quirks of this mission that I did not know until I started streaming, and somebody mentioned it to me, that if you leave those sea turtles alive, sometimes they'll join you. Turns out, if you leave them alive, sometimes they'll join you. can see right here. I'm doing just that. Like a bip. Always appreciate a bip. Okay, I want to try to get to the other side. We've got something going on over down there. I'm more concerned about trying to clear out this larger group up here before worrying about whatever is going on between an Afflicted and Mesmer. Well, Siege Turtle's down. That's unfortunate, but... Okay. We can worry about the drop later. If we can keep this Siege Turtle alive, though, I'd like to do so. This will probably be... No, did not count as a group. Sometimes they are. We're very close to the end now, though. Okay, that side has the Siege Turtle. I'm wanting to take care of these guys first. We'll leave this Juggernaut over here as a speed bump. Okay, we've lost some tree singers over here. In my defense, I didn't notice this gigantic pocket of elementalists over here causing problems, so... Not that that's much of a defense. Need to pay attention to that sort of thing. Okay, I just have one group left, though, so I shouldn't lose any more tree singers, I don't think. There can sometimes be... Hang on. I want to drop the Juggernauts off over here, because there can sometimes be a group that... Oh, goodness, they're so freaking slow. I'm going to direct my party over there for now. There's usually like a couple dudes who come... over here. Just like this side gets attacked by the boss. But you can see there's a couple of warriors that went over there that are fighting the Juggernauts now. I do not want to be standing in that. Shadow form. How are our Juggernauts doing? They're holding their own. There we go. Okay, and the Juggernauts managed to hold off the back entrance. So that's probably Expert. Yeah, I'll take Expert. That one's really, really hard. And with what is very much so like a suboptimal team, it doesn't surprise me to have some of the Tree Singers die in there. It's really difficult to keep track of all of it and everything, in my personal experience. But that means that I have successfully filled out this copy of Shiro's Return, which I'm very excited about. I want to go give it to the Luxon side, because I want to get my Luxon up high enough to be able to successfully use the Luxon skills with at full strength. I should also turn in this Discord Wallow. Okay, first things first, Luxon Bard. Look at my copy of Shiro's Return. Yes, I will take 40,000 Friend of the Luxon points. And also inventory space. Okay, let's go find our musical instrument creator, Vasily Lutgardus, whose quest I accidentally did in the process of other things. There, I'll go ahead and just pick up that next one. I've taken a weird trip through this. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a weird trip. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and give Raisu Palace Hard Mode a shot before I wrap things up for the day. That said, I do want to clear out my inventory first, so that will take a moment. Does anybody want this Black Pearl? It's Nick's thing right now is Black Pearls, so I don't know if anybody's interested in it or not. I'm not going to try to farm enough to turn into him, so anybody just wants it, let me know. Let's see, what do I get out of these? Iron. Love to get iron out of stuff. Radiant Minor Dagger Mastery and Pyromancer's Ward Investments of Vitae. Well, I will examine those later. Merchants. Ruko. There we go. I'm not gonna worry about any of the management stuff right now. Let's see. Is there anything that I want to tweak before going in here? The main thing that I could see is trying to fit in another resurrection skill or two. I have shelter right here. I have shelter, union, and displacement. Do I need as much hex removal as I have? You know what I might do? There's a lot of bosses here. I'm going to swap out Defile Flesh or Resurrection Signet. I think that's going to be more important, and it's going to be easy to recharge. That's probably sufficient. Otherwise, I think I'm fairly happy with things where they're at. I really wish there had been an elite that was, like, kind of like a conjure, but where the degen scaled up with your illusion rank, and it like had a set duration of like 10, 15 seconds. Kind of like recurring insecurity, but higher degen, and instead of the renewal clause, AoE, something like that. Windborne Speed does a couple of things. The biggest one is it helps Anton get into battle better. It helps Anton get into battle and activates Golden Fang Strike. The other thing that Windborne Speed does is if somebody's getting beaten down, it allows them to be able to kite more effectively. By having Windborne Speed, they can then run away faster. Those are the main reasons for it. Plus, I wanted this character to be a little bit more support-oriented, so. And I wanted to try to avoid having Glimmering Mark get mucked up with by offensive skills. AI seems to use it decently well. I can't say they use it perfectly. I've not been monitoring them super closely. You're certainly welcome to take a stab at it. Okay, so a hard mode version of this is one that I do not have in here. This could go very badly, but I'll give it a try, maybe two, depending upon how quickly things go. So I personally like Danica and Talon. Here, there's some strong arguments for Sin as well. I don't think I want Kunavang's skill. Kunavang's skill here for Mesmer just gives you a party-wide buff. That's kind of nice. Hello. The Exile series? Is that? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Delexers? I don't know. You got my best attempt. I'm just doing some missions that I'm missing in Shira's Return. I finished off 3 missions that I had in regular Shira's Return. Now I'm doing the hard mode one. But I'm using a build challenge that Mr. Jack 2018 presented me in my Discord a while back. So I thought, you know what, that sounds interesting. I'll give it a try. So we're seeing how this goes in hard mode. This team has not been like designed to be able to function in hard mode, but it might be able to do okay. Reverse Hex. A. Yeah, the Ellie Dragons are really, really painful. Anton's energy is definitely low. One of the things that's a bit of a weird quirk of the AI for assassins is they don't like to do dual attacks very much, and I don't know why. They have a real tendency to just kind of do the first 2 skills over and over again in their dagger chain and not hit up the dual attacks. Might be a little suboptimal on him. Oh, Master Togo apparently has regen, or has recuperation, and that is a +4 health regen off of it too. It is a mighty regen. Hearing diversions go off. That is not what you want to hear. Not too worried about the Shidokan assassins, though. For some reason. Mesmers, on the other hand, are a bit of a problem. It seems like Livio is regenerating well. But when we have +4 regen off of that, we get max regen from Serenia using what's it called? Swirling Aura. There's the alleys. Well, we're getting absolutely toasted. Now, part of that's my fault. I didn't tell them to get shelter up in an expedient fashion. Serenia is also not one of the people to rest, so we just failed out here. That's okay. I wasn't necessarily expecting this team to do super well. I think I could probably do a little bit better if I took a little bit more care with playing and made sure that I had, like, Union up, for example. But I did not do that, so yeah, that's fine. Again, I wasn't really expecting to get through that, but that was early enough. Maybe I'll give it one more attempt just to see if we can do a little bit better. The big thing that I would want to do there is make sure I'm going a little bit more slowly and getting stuff set up properly. Also, I think... No, I think I'm going to keep things as is. Yeah, that's the big thing, is just manually telling the telling Price to get shelter set up before the fights manually. I can see an argument for bringing Sin here because then you don't have somebody trying to run to the front line. That Starburst can be extremely deadly. And it has a very low recharge. Restoration is really annoying, so... Yeah, we'll need to kill the Ritualist again in a moment here. Maybe the Monk as well. Not quite sure how wide that is. We're really bad at killing spirits because so much of our damage is hexes. Starburst is a spell, but it's a touch range spell, so expertise will make it cheaper. Nice clustering. One of the things... Oh, I just got my Necrosis diverted. That sucks. One of the things that's really tricky here is this team is very slow to kill things, relatively speaking. Your biggest priority is getting shelter back up, sir. Yeah, for sure. Which helps, but it doesn't, like, solve the damage it does. These Mesmers also have Shatter Hex, which is really bad for my team, because my team is very Hex-heavy. So Shatter Hex... So I don't think Mesmers should get quicker recharge off of their skills from fast casting. And I think it's a huge... problem when you get into hard mode. Just the impact of that. I'm running an assassin because Mr. Jack 2018 gave me a build challenge, which required me to run Seeping Wound and Shameful Fear. The idea was to make a degen build, but one that had with it all of the skills that have like additional like non-degen ticks per second. And Seeping Wound does 22 damage each second while foe suffering from a condition, so it qualifies for that. And Shameful Fear does 16 damage each second while the foe is moving, so it also qualifies for that particular requirement. So I have to bring an assassin because I'm not going to run Seeping Wound on an assassin secondary when it's in critical strikes. Yeah, basically. But like things that apply it, because I'm not running all of the AoE stuff that applies damage over time. We need to shelter back up ASAP. Okay, we're still alive. That's good. I don't like having to play Soul Twist as well as my regular Mesmer, but here we are. Okay, we're a little bit... I've done worse teams. At least my necrosis is no longer... Oh, there's the... One of the biggest problems we have is we're terrible at killing spirits, because like half of our... Like so much of our damage is in hexes. Makes us just absolutely terrible at killing spirits, because spirits are immune to hexes. Okay. So far, doing okay. Anton has 20% death penalty, but what do you expect from somebody who's running into the front line? Heh. Well, a warrior would probably be a little bit better than Anton. Anton's bar is not particularly tanky. The thing that makes assassins really tanky is shadow form and shroud of distress and stuff like that. But I don't got that, so... Talon, you go do your thing. I personally like warriors, but I understand why a lot of people are not their biggest fan. The warrior henchmen here are not actually terrible because they get the Kunavang skill. The random side note. Go. Doomed Ancient Cause is doomed, just very slowly. Nah, I don't like seeing that happen. Restoration's really annoying. Sorry there, bumped the microphone. I was trying to stretch a little bit. Rotting Flush is such a low recharge. Recharges as long as it's cast in. On who though? But yeah, I agree. Spiritual Pain could have been beneficial in this situation. Yeah, I'd go on Master of Whispers bar if I were to be bringing it right now. I'm content with what he has. He probably doesn't need Mirror of Disenchantment, and that probably could have been Spiritual Pain, but eh. This spot where displacement has a lot of work it can do. Hey! Yala Bra? I think is what it says. Welcome, welcome Raiders. Hope you're doing well. What'd you have going on today? And welcome. That was spirit of... No, that's our... Whatever that spirit was, it was not of consequence is what it was. It does not really matter which side I go down here. Let's see. Are we still going to... I'm trying to figure out how far the spirits we already had will go. Well, it doesn't matter. They're getting re-put up here. That'll be fine then. A lot of rangers. Degen's also worse in hard mode just because things have more maximum HP. Degen's at its best against low HP, high armor targets. I don't like all these wells of weariness. Not that we aren't getting some of our own wells off. Oh, displacement. You are good stuff. This is the real test. If we can get through Ancient Star Kusun, we should be able to get through everything. Nothing is as important as getting defense is up. Master of Whispers has a resurrect. Be able to use it and nope. We wiped here. I think. Yeah, we wiped here. Alright. Well, that was a good run in the hard mode version of this mission on a character that I genuinely did not necessarily anticipate victory with, so. Yeah. We got an unfortunate aggro on Kusun. I think if I didn't have Anton running off, getting himself killed and stuff, that would be able to, I might be able to do it. Like if I were to swap him out with something in a similar vein. Like maybe another copy of like Renewing Surge type stuff or whatever. I might be able to, but it was a good shot. It was a good shot. Again, I wasn't expecting to get through. Make him a deadly artisan with staff. I mean, that would definitely be a possibility, but one of the things that's still a problem is this is a half-range spell. So, that can only do so much. Be able to drop Dagger Mastery. You know what? I think I will take a backup of these. Let's see. So if I were doing that, I would drop these 3 skills. I don't know why I said 3 when I'm at 5. I drop those 5 skills. Keep Seeping Wounds, and at that point, do you bring Deadly Haste and try to use Dancing Daggers? Like, that damage isn't very good. You might be able to get some good stuff off of, like, Signet of Deadly Corruption. Hello, Gower. Belgian internet causing you problems, eh? There's definitely some, like, alternate directions I could try to go with stuff, but I'm not necessarily that dedicated to trying to complete this mission in hard mode with this. Thank you for the follow, Goer. I appreciate it. Deadly Haste is too expensive for that. I feel like Deadly Haste is just not very good. I feel like Dancing Daggers is okay, but not like... the cornerstone of your bar should not be Dancing Daggers, and if it is, something's gone horribly wrong. I could see Seeping Wound working decently well with like the Bleed Signet. Like, I could see going / Necromancer with Blood Magic, or the Barbed Signet. Be a real weird bar. I mean, I got poison. I got poison off of Oppressive Gaze. This is poison and weakness. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really feel like I need to try to get a version of this together that works, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of satisfied with where things went for this challenge, though. Just mentally thinking through what other things could I do that would be kind of interesting with sort of things to do it. But I think I'm content. All right, so that's really all I wanted to do today. For sure. For sure. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. I don't, like, stream Guild Wars every week, but usually it's going to be on Saturdays when I do, for those who are interested in that. I do stream stuff in my backlog regularly, sometime during the week, so you can always follow for that. I've been playing through Dragon's Dogma and Salt and Sanctuary right now. But I enjoy playing Guild Wars. I enjoy streaming Guild Wars, so I'll be back with it at some point. Whether or not it'll be next week, I don't know yet, because it's just kind of, do I feel like getting started with it and whatnot. The typical thing that I'll do with Guild Wars, actually, is I'll be running, or what I've been doing a lot lately is I've been running skill booster leagues, which are a thing that I made in this that has restrictions on, like, builds and stuff from things that are set up that way. That was not super clear, but that's okay. You can always open a VOD that I've made. So, okay, well, I think I'm going to go and wrap up. There's other stuff I want to do today, and wow, it feels like it should be yeah, go ahead and come up with another build challenge too. Something that I think would be kind of fun to do at some point in time would be to run all wells. Like, there are... nope. Pipe. There's what, like 7 wells? I want to say there's 6 or 7 wells. 8 wells. So there's 8 wells. Make a team that uses all 8 wells. That seems like something that would be fun to try at some point. But all wells, but is there enough corpses? That does become the problem, yes. So that could be fun to try sometime. And I have a ton of different challenges that I can do as well in terms of build challenges. I also at some point want to figure out Skill Booster League rules for not a starting character. Like right now with Skill Booster Leagues, the stuff that I've been doing with them, let's switch to by attributes. Is the current rules I have. Let's just I don't know dance. The current rules that I have for it are ones that are set up for if I have a new fresh character and I'm trying to like capture some of that like newer experience, because I have all skills unlocked on my account, so my heroes can use anything. Is there a way to kill any enemy to get a corpse when you run all wells? I mean, yeah, only 8 of your 64 skills are taken up with wells, so you have plenty of ways to get damage on your team. But anyway, the rules that I had set up for it initially were for the slow playthrough, where I was looking at like the lore and everything of the game. And part of my goal with doing that was to try to get a little bit of the newer player experience captured in sort of the way that things are playing out, because that's one of the things that I wanted to get a bit more of a feel for. And so I had, at the time, set things up so that I wasn't doing any restrictions on my player character, and the pacing at which I got skills and stuff was kind of set up on I am exploring new world regions and things like that. So I kind of want to figure out a different setup for it that might be interesting to do for just playing through like a campaign, like grab a book and play through a campaign. So that's something that I'm going to think through at some point. But not until like I've got like 3 characters that are in skill booster leagues right now, I think. Imrahil, Ardens, and Dakota are all doing skill booster leagues. In terms of like fresh character going through. Because like I don't think he's done much outside of like he's beaten Nightfall. But I don't think he's done anything much outside of Nightfall. Oh, he has a birthday present. He got a miniature Prince Rurik. Isn't that nice? Still need more inscribed shards. Did I stick one in my bank? I'm just gonna do some random stuff. We're about to day on random stuff, right? He has one of these things. Yeah, so he has a copy of the Flame Secret Prophecies. Oh, I guess he's kind of filled that out decently well. What about Shiro's Return? Oh, he's filled that out decently well too. Okay, he needs to still do Eye of the North. So, and like fill out these books probably. That could be interesting to do. I guess it's gone off the screen. Playing through prophecies from Yaxban forward with a party of one of each of the original professions. You could even extend that to how many do I need for this stupid quest? I think I need like 8. Oh, Clock 5 to complete your sample. Okay, cool. Let's see. Where is this? Bone Palace. Let's go turn this stupid thing in. I could see doing similar things through Nightfall and factions as well. With the skill boosters. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly an option. The biggest thing is, like, what should the packs look like and what should the rate at receiving them look like? Who gave this to me? A Wata? Ah, over here. This is one of those quests from, like, there's a couple of quests in Nightfall that are just like, go collect these consumable, or these trophies. It's like, okay. Sticks and stones. I got 5 inscribed shards. Oh, I need 10. Never mind, I don't have enough. I misread that. Well, wop wop. That would... See, part of it is I want to be careful with how much... Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. So, like, make a booster pack of, like, here's the Axe Bend booster pack. Here's the, like, whenever I get to a town, I make a booster pack of that town of, like, here are the new skills that you get in this area, maybe? And then get, like, some selection of them. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I'd have to kind of figure out what feels like it would make for the most interesting experience. Let's see. She needs to turn in some quests and can do so now, but I'm not going to bother. Let's see. So he needs to finish Eye of the North. She needs to finish... And a couple of other areas. She needs to finish... She hasn't touched Nightfall. She's filling in prophecies. I don't know if she went through factions or not. Hello, Ox6. What was that? Sorry, I was trying to read the font because the screen is really tiny for the preview. But thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate it. So I want to do more stuff on her at some point. Okay, I have the Beak of Darkness. I suspect I've gone through factions. Wait, there's a really easy way to check. Ox is fine. Okay. Thank you very much for the follow. Yep. Okay, I have the Gavel of Nephilim, so I have beaten it then. What's her vampiric sword? An etched sword of swordsmanship. That's right, and I was going to get her elite Canthan armor because I liked how it looked. The end. So she's trying to finish off stuff in prophecies, do stuff here. I suspect she's not done... She's done some... No, she's... Yeah, okay. So she's done Eye of the North. Yeah, this is a good music track. She's done Eye of the North, and she's done factions. So I'm finishing off stuff in prophecies with her, and then she's going to do Nightfall. This is what it looks like is going on here. Okay. So I've got a few skill booster leagues to finish, is my point. Did I get all of the 12, 14, 12? Ah, okay, yeah, she's just missing the elites, which is not a huge priority for me. Cool. Yeah, anyway, just at this point I'm just talking about things that I kind of want to do at some point. Like, and once I finish those skill booster leagues on, like, those characters that are fresh characters, that kind of, at that point, it's just kind of whatever. It's going to take a while to get through those, though. At some point, I need to finish cartography on him. But I'll worry about that off stream because nobody wants to watch Carto. I mean, maybe some people do, but I was real confused for a moment. I've often put this Paragon in Balthazar's costume. This is my pre-serving character. Yeah, I don't know. A lot more stuff for me to do on various characters. But, let's just go ahead and wrap up, shall we? Good old Baratus. Baratus of holding random junk. That's what he is. Don't suppose somebody's looking for some elite skill tomes or, like, some frog scepters. Are they? From Beacons to Drox. Yeah. Imbagana is pretty ridiculous. Alright. Well, enough like saying that I'm going to end, and let's just go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you all very much for watching. I will be back sometime this coming week, probably Thursday, maybe Wednesday. We'll see where things end up. With my backlog game stream, and Guild Wars 1 will return at some point. Maybe next Saturday, maybe not. We'll see. But until then, thank you all very much for watching. I love chatting Guild Wars and game design in general, so you can go hang out in Discord and do that. But until then, everyone, take care. And thank you very much for watching. Let's wave again. And goodbye.